Okay, before we start the class, okay, Naimisha, what were the things that we discussed last week? Last week, in the sense, in the last class.
Okay.
Last stories from Bhagavatam class.
We discussed about how Balram got transferred into Rohini Mata's womb.
Good. And
And
we started with the topic, right? Last week. What was the topic?
the birth of Lord Krishna.
Yes, we started with that. We started with Navavidha Bhakti, right?
Navavidha Bhakti.
Yes. So we started with Navavidha Bhakti. We discussed how many Bhaktis? Navavidha means?
9 types of Bhakti.
Very good. 9 types of devotional service. Yeah. And then we went to which topic? Navavidha Bhakti to opulences of Lord Sri Krishna. Yeah. So what were the opulences of Lord Sri Krishna?
Fame.
Good. All fame, all beauty,
All strength.
all strength,
Wealth.
all wealth,
all knowledge,
all knowledge,
all beauty,
all renunciation,
and wealth, all wealth.
Yeah, Mata, she mentioned it.
Okay.
Good, very nice. Okay. And then what did we do?
and then
And then we did the advent of Lord Sri Krishna, right? So first, what did we see? We saw the story of Devaki, right? Who was Devaki? Whose daughter was Devaki? The daughter of Devaka, right?
Devaka.
Yeah. Before that, we saw the message of Bhudevi, okay, right? How Bhudevi went to Hare Krishna. If the kids are here, please switch on your videos, okay? Priyansh. Everyone switch on your video. Good. Thank you. So we saw how Bhudevi went pleading to Brahma, right? Why did she go? What was her request?
Because the demons on the earth are disturbing her.
Yeah, correct. There was so much of demons, okay? So many demonic kings have increased on earth, right? So she went and she started pleading Lord Brahma, okay? And then Lord Brahma, with the Devas, he went to Lord Vishnu, okay? And then Lord Vishnu promised to appear as the son of Devaki, okay? Now, who were Devaki and Vasudeva in their previous birth?
Aditya and Kashyapa.
Good. And before that?
Sutapa and
Prishni. Yes, very good. Sutapa and Prishni. Okay, so first Krishna came as Prishni Garbha, right? And then he came as Vamanadev. And in this birth, he is Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, so we will continue the story from where Naimisha said. Okay, we left where Ananta Sesh, who is the expansion. Okay, he comes as Balaram and he cleanses the womb of Devaki so that the Lord can enter into the womb. Okay, and he gets transferred to the womb of who?
Rohini Mata.
Rohini Mata. Rohini Mata is one of the wives of Vasudeva. Okay, and where is she residing? Where is Rohini Mata residing? Now, Devaki is in the jail of Kamsa in Mathura, right? But where is Rohini Mata?
Vrindavan.
In Vrindavan? Think carefully.
Nanda Baba's.
In Nanda Baba's house, okay. And Nanda Baba's house was actually in Gokula, okay, for a very long time, okay. And this changes after a particular Leela, okay. After that Leela, they all decide to go to Vrija, okay, Vrindavan basically. Okay, we'll discuss that also. So before we start, okay, I would like all of you to know Sindhu Mataji. Okay. So all of you say a big Hare Krishna and Hari Bol to Sindhu Mataji.
Hare
Hare Krishna. Very good. Hari Bol. So Sindhu Mataji is also going to teach you guys. Okay. So me and Sindhu Mataji will be taking classes. Okay. So we'll start now. So now what happens? Lord Krishna appears and we see Devaki and Vasudeva offering prayers, right? To Lord Sri Krishna. So what are they offering? What kind of prayers are they offering? Okay. The prayer is nothing but Sri Krishna, they're so happy that, you are born as our son, right? It is such a big blessing to be born as a son, as like son to them. And they are even more blessed to be the parents of who? Krishna, right? Both Vasudeva and Devaki. Now, Lord, as soon as he comes out of Devaki womb, okay, how does he look? Does he look like a baby? Krishna appears as a baby. Ah, correct. So he comes in four-handed form, right? So as we can see in this picture, you can see, right? He appears with 4 hands. Okay. And he carries what? In the 4 hands.
Shankar, Chakra,
Gada,
Hasta.
Hasta. Very good, Naimisha. And we can see down, okay, we can see, right? Vasudeva and Devaki offering prayers to him. Okay. So now what happens over here is they're offering prayers. Now Krishna from the 4-handed form, he comes as, he turns into a small baby. Okay. And as soon as he does this, he instructs Vasudev to take him to Gokul, okay, to Nanda Baba's house and exchange him with Yogamaya, who is born as the daughter of Yashoda. Okay. So Yashoda is over there and she has just delivered a baby. Okay. But Yashoda Mai is not conscious. Okay. She delivers a baby and she is just sleeping. So this is the situation. Now what happens? Vasudev, as instructed by Krishna, he will be wondering, so but how can I go out of this prison, right? Prison is what? It is locked, right? The doors are locked. There's a lot of guards who are waiting outside. As he has this thought, immediately all the guards start falling asleep. Okay, everyone will start fainting and the doors of the prison will open, and the shackles that held Devaki and Vasudev will actually release. You know what shackles are, right? When prisoners are arrested, they have some cuffs, okay, holding. So all of them release, okay. They had cuffs on their legs, okay, Vasudeva and Devaki. All of that release and they make way for Krishna, okay, to go to Gokul. So when Nanda Baba, he starts, okay, his journey towards Gokul, okay, the rain starts pouring so heavily, okay. Sometimes when it rains, right, it is very hard rain, right? When rain starts coming and when you start going out, you will be drenched, okay. And sometimes rain is so hard when it is on you, right? But now this rain is so soft. It is not hard at all. Okay, it's very soft, but it is raining very heavily. Now, why is it raining so heavily when Krishna has taken birth? Tell me, what is the reason? Do you think it's the season? It was not even rainy season. Okay, but it started raining so heavily. It's because Krishna was born. Okay, every time Lord appears, okay, all the servants who are present around him want to do some kind of service to Krishna. Okay, now Indra wants to do a service. The clouds want to do a service. They want to touch the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, so that's why they start showering so much of rain on Krishna. Okay, now what happens? Who appears? Anantasesh appears. Okay, he appears and he acts as a hood, like an umbrella. Okay, umbrella around both Vasudeva and Krishna so that they are not drenched from the rain. Okay, and what happens now? They have to cross a river. Now a river comes in front of them and they have to cross the river. Now Vasudeva thinks this is an impossible task for me to cross the river. But if I don't cross the river, okay, I cannot reach Gokul. So he starts searching around. Okay, he starts searching if there is a boat or a boatsman. But it is night. Okay, Krishna was born in which time,
Midnight.
Midnight, 12 a.m. Okay, he was born. So it was pitch dark. And Krishna was the effulgent, light. Okay, so his glow was making way. Okay, light to the thick. Now, which river did they have to cross? What was the name of the river?
Yamuna.
Yamuna, correct. So they had to cross river Yamuna. Okay, like how the ocean, okay, like gave Rama the thing to build a bridge. Similarly, Yamuna made a way for Lord Krishna to pass on to the bank of Gokul. Okay, so now what happened? Nanda Maharaj was crossing the ocean, the river Yamuna. Even river Yamuna wanted to serve Lord. Okay, so river Yamuna was overflowing. Okay, it was getting flooded. Okay, because it wanted to serve the Lord by touching his lotus feet. Okay, so similarly, whenever we see devotees, okay, they're always in this dasya bhav. Okay, which is, what does dasya mean?
Servant.
Servant. Very good. Okay, so servant, they always want to serve Krishna or Lord in any form they come. Okay, like how Lord was served by their parents, Vasudeva and Devaki. In previous birth, it was Aditya and Kashyapa, and before that, it was
Sutapa and Prishni.
correct, Sutapa and Prishni. Okay, so this is the bhava of a devotee, servant. Okay, they want to act as a servant. Now, while crossing, okay, Vasudeva finally reaches the shore. Okay, as soon as he reaches the shore, he goes to the house of Nanda Baba. Okay, and he exchanges the Yoga Maya. Okay, who is basically the daughter of
Yashodamai.
correct, daughter of Yashodamai. Okay, and he exchanges it to exchanges the daughter with who?
Krishna.
With Krishna, correct. Yes, very good. With Krishna. Okay. Now, as soon as this exchange happens, Vasudev has to immediately return back. Okay. Otherwise, Kamsa will wake up, and even the prison, the people in the prison will wake up. So, what he had to do, he had to rush back. Okay. You can see over here, right? The exchange of children. Can you see? All
Yes.
of you can see. So this was Nanda Baba's residence, and over there we can see Yashoda Mai is sleeping. Okay, because she's so exhausted. Okay, she doesn't even know if she's given birth to a daughter or a boy, because as soon as she wakes up, okay, it will be a baby boy, and she will be wondering. I think I remember I had a baby girl. Okay, but she doesn't know this. But all of this is the Maya of Lord Sri Krishna. Okay, now what happens? Now Vasudev, he starts rushing back, okay, to the prison. Okay, and as soon as he comes back, okay, he closes all the gates, he puts on the shackles again, okay, all the things, all the chains onto himself, and he will wait for Kamsa to come. Okay, so this is the story. So as this goes on, okay, the guards start hearing the baby's voice, okay, and they immediately run, okay, they run and they go to inform Kamsa, okay. Now, before we continue, there are two types of Vatsalya love. Okay, what is Vatsalya? What does Vatsalya mean? We saw the 5 rasas. Remember in one of our classes, right? We saw 5 rasas, right? What were the rasas? Can anyone name?
Madhurya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, Shanta Rasa, Dasya,
And
Sakya.
so we have to tell it in order wise. Okay, first is Shantarasa. Okay, followed by Dasya Rasa.
Rasa.
Yeah, and then Sakya Rasa, Vatsalya Rasa, and Madhurya Rasa. Okay. In Vatsalya Rasa also there are 2 types of rasas. Okay, and why are we discussing? We'll tell now. Okay, 2 types of parental love are there. One parental love is Devaki and Vasudev's. Okay, and the second parental love is Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Mai. Over here, Lord, when he appeared as 4-handed Vishnu, right? Okay, so this is where he tells the parents that I am the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, and they offer prayers to the Lord, and they love him in this prema, and this prema is called Aishwarya prema. But whereas, okay, in the context of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, Krishna does show the supreme personality of Godhead. How does he show? Through his mouth, right? When Krishna opens, Yashoda Mai was able to see the whole universe in the mouth of Lord Sri Krishna, right? Why was Yashoda Mai checking the mouth of Lord Sri Krishna?
Mataji, because he ate dirt while playing with his friends.
Yeah, so he was eating mud, okay, and Balaram went and complained. So, and Krishna will be saying that, no, I didn't eat mud. Okay, so Yashoda Mai will like, okay, now open your mouth. So when he opens his mouth, the whole universe appears. But Yashoda Mai, she forgets it. Because Krishna, he doesn't want them to see him as a god. Okay, he wants them to see him as a dear child, okay, like a small boy, right? So hence, this is a type of Vatsalya. And this Vatsalya love is called Kevala Prema. Okay, so there are two types of Vatsalya. One is Aishwarya Prema and second one is Kevala Prema. Okay, all of you will remember. Vatsalya Rasa is divided into two. Okay, now let's continue. So now what happens? All the guards, okay, who were there near the prison, as soon as they heard the baby's voice, okay, they went and they informed Kamsa. Now it was middle of the night, okay. Kamsa, he didn't do any delay, okay. He was rushing, running, okay, and he came down to the prison, okay. The jail, okay, the prison always used to be in the dungeons, which means underground, okay. So he lived in the topmost floor. So imagine within some seconds he came down, okay. And as soon as he saw Devaki, delivering her 8th child, okay. According to the prophecy, what was the prophecy? What was the Akashavani that they heard? Naimisha, you're muted.
Mataji, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now, Naimisha. Now tell me, what was the Akashavani?
Akashavani said that the 8th son of Devaki will come and kill you.
Will come and kill you, right? And it will be a boy. That's what they said, right? The 8th child of Devaki will be a boy, and that boy will kill you, okay. He will become the end of your atrocities, okay. And Kamsa is so cruel. Now Devaki, okay, she has such love towards not only her child but also the child of Yashoda, that she started holding the baby and she started pleading, okay. Who Kamsa? Till then she never opened her mouth. Devaki never went against anything. But now she was done. She was like, see, this is a girl child, okay. It's not a boy child. According to the prophecy, only a boy child will kill you, right? Now it's a girl, and you're not supposed to kill a girl, okay. A girl is very precious and she is Lakshmi, so you're not supposed to kill her. After saying so much, okay, and she was like, please be generous, okay, please spare this child. You've already killed how many children?
6.
6, correct. Anantasesh Balaram got transferred, okay, so the 7th doesn't count. So 6 sons he has killed. So please spare this one, because she's a girl, right? The rest were boys. Even after so much of pleading, okay, how can someone convince Kamsa? No one can convince Kamsa, right? He is very evil, and he is compared to a snake. Okay, if you go in front of a snake, okay, and if you say, snake, please don't bite me, okay, will the snake not bite you? It will still bite you, right? It is the nature of a snake to bite. Okay, so you cannot go and plead in front of a person, okay, who is selfish by nature. You cannot plead. Now Kamsa, anyways, after hearing all this also, he is blinded by arrogance. What happens? He grabs the child. Okay, how will he grab? Normally, when someone grabs a child, they will have two hands together and they'll take a child. But here Kamsa, he takes one hand, okay, and he holds the baby's feet, okay, and he will drag the baby. Okay, so cruel. See, even the way he handles is so cruel. You can see how cruel Kamsa is. Okay, he grabs and then he throws the baby, okay, towards a wall to hit her. Now what happens? Durga Mai, who is none other than Yoga Maya, she slips out of his hand, okay, and she goes and she expands herself as goddess Durga Devi. Now we will see Durga Devi appears with 8 hands. Okay. Now, what will she be carrying in this 8 hands? Tell me. What does Durga Amma carry in 8 hands?
Sword.
Sword, good. One is correct. Sword.
Bow.
Bow, yeah, okay.
Trident.
Trident, okay. Bow,
Arrows.
trident.
Arrows.
Arrows, very good. Arrows, yes.
Shield. A shield.
Shield, yes, correct. Very good. Shield.
A
And
conchal. Disc and club.
Very good. Okay. So what does she carry? First thing is, one second, I'll show you a picture. Okay. She'll first carry a, can you see the screen?
Yes, Mataji, we can
Ah.
see.
So now she flies. Okay, you see, right? She is flying. She slipped out of Kamsa's hand and she flew. And then she held above, okay, a trident, an arrow, a shield, a what? A conch shell, a sword, a disc, and a club. Okay, club is the only one thing you missed. Okay, so she carries this in her 8 hands. Okay, a trident is nothing but trisul. Okay, that is a trident. So what happens? She appears, okay, and she's dressed so well. She's dressed in golden outfit, okay, and this kind of scares Kamsa because how can a baby turn into a goddess? Right? It's a miracle by itself, right? It's impossible for this to happen. Now he's at one side, Kamsa is very shocked. But at the same side, Kamsa is also wondering how is this happening, okay? Because this child is supposed to kill Kamsa, right? So he thinks Durga Devi is going to now kill him. But Durga Devi will start speaking, you fool, you tried to harm a small kid, okay, who was just born. And you will pay for this because the eighth child has appeared somewhere in a very different place, not here. Okay. He has appeared in a very different place and he will definitely kill you. Okay. So saying so, Durga Devi disappears from there. And where does she go? Do you have any idea where she goes?
No.
So what happens is she expands herself and she will go to different parts around the world acting as a protector. Okay, that's why not now, but during olden days, every village, okay, every grama and every town had someone called a village protector. Okay, in olden days. So that particular village or that particular town used to be protected by a goddess. Okay, because she is the protector. So like this, okay, she went and she expanded herself with different names, right? Can you name any 2 or 3 Durga Devi names that you know? For example, I will say Kali.
Kali,
Good, Kali. Annapurna.
Annapurna, and
Yes.
Bhadra.
Bhadra, correct. Any other names? You can remember Durga Devi names. So many names are there, right? During Navaratris also we worship our goddess Durga. Parvati Devi also is Durga Devi only, right? Yeah. So there's so many names for her. Okay. She expands herself in so many, like how, who was that? Jashwita, I think, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Ah, good. So she was like, she named Annapurna, Durga, Kali, and Bhadra. Okay, good. Now Kamsa was astonished by all this and he's confused now because Durga has disappeared, right? Yogamaya has disappeared. Now he's confused. And at this thing, now he'll start slowly getting a clarity. And immediately, who does he go to? He goes to Vasudeva and Devaki. Okay, and he starts pleading them. Now, why is Kamsa going to Vasudeva and Devaki and pleading now? After killing 6 children, okay, and almost killing the 8th child, why does he go and plead Vasudeva and Devaki? Why does the selfish demonic king like him will go and plead?
I have no idea, Mataji.
See, now he starts feeling guilty. Right? All of us have Paramatma inside us, right? We all saw 3 types of Vishnus, right? What are the 3 types of Vishnus?
Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Karnodaksha
Garbhodaksha Vishnu, Karnodaksha Vishnu, Shirodaksha Vishnu.
Very good. Arohi, Riyansh, and Naimisha. Very good. Okay. So there are 3 types of Vishnu. And Shirodaksha Vishnu is in all our hearts, right? So sometimes we feel guilty, no? Whenever we do something wrong, we feel guilty. So that guiltiness is Shirodaksha Vishnu because he's present in front of us. Now over here, Kamsa is not guilty. Okay. He is just evil. But now he wants to rectify his so-called karma because he's seen goddess Durga. Okay. So he wants to rectify. So he starts pleading to Devaki and Vasudev, saying, I'm such a fool and I'm so sorry for killing all your child. I thought the prophecy, the Akashavani that came from up was true, but it is not true. And I'm so sorry this happened, but now I am going to release you. Okay, so please forgive me. Now, what did Vasudeva and Devaki do? Did they forgive Kamsa? What do you think? You will forgive Kamsa?
Mataji,
No,
I guess
right?
Devaki and Vasudha
No.
forgave.
Yeah, but over here, Vasudeva and Devaki forgave. They didn't forgive his sins, okay? They just wanted to leave this place and go. So they were like, okay, fine, okay? Like it is not a problem. At least, you have some knowledge and some kind of, thing that you at least accepted your mistake, right? At least we have to give a little bit of credit to Kamsa because he accepted all the things he has done, right? He accepted and he left Devaki and Vasudeva, and he left and he left them. So they could go back to their kingdom, right? Vasudeva was a Kshatriya. Do you know this? Vasudeva was a Kshatriya. So he had a kingdom. Okay. He was the son of who?
Surasena.
Surasena.
Ah, correct. Surasena. And Kamsa was the son of
Ugrasena.
Ugrasena. So both of them were Kshatriyas. Both of them were kings. Okay. But now we can see like who is a righteous king and who is an unrighteous king, right? Vasudeva was a good king, whereas Kamsa is a bad king. Okay. He snatched the kingdom from his father. So now what happens? They are returning, and Kamsa in his mind, though he has apologized, he's starting to make a plan in his mind. Okay, he was like, tomorrow morning, I will assemble all my ministers. And who are these ministers? They are also demons. Okay, I will assemble all these ministers and we will plot something. Okay, so what happens over here? We see about association. Good association and bad association, right? When we are with good people, we only have good thoughts. Yeah, but when we're with bad people, we'll have bad thoughts, right? When you have good friends, they will give you good advice. But when you're with the bad friends, they will not give you good advice, right? So over here we see that there was no minister of Kamsa who was a good person, except for one.
Akrura.
Correct. Very good, Naimisha. Very, very good. Except for Akrura, no one was a good minister over there. Everyone were demonic. Everyone were Rakshasas, basically. Okay, in the ministry. So even Akrura was in no position to raise his voice against Kamsa at this point. Okay, he just had to do what Kamsa was instructing him. He didn't have a say. Okay, so now this goes. The next morning comes, okay, and Kamsa gathers all these people. Okay, and he starts explaining to them the story which happened last night with Durga Devi, that she appeared and everything. After hearing all this, okay, the demon suggested a very wonderful demonic plan. The plan was that to kill all the children who were born in the last 10 days. See how evil the associates and the demons are thinking. Okay, they were like, we will kill all the children who are born in the 10 days because we don't know who the child is, right? So many babies would have been born. Okay, we'll also kill the Brahmanas because all of them help Lord Vishnu, right? So to decrease his power, because see, Lord Vishnu is in meditation. Meditation means he is in Yoga Nidra. And Lord Shiva has gone to forest to meditate. Lord Brahma is busy with creation. Okay. Now the demigods led by Indra can easily be defeated by Kamsa. Okay. So all of these people are very scared of you. Okay. And no one is there to help. And this is the best time to capture this moment. So what we will do, we will kill the Brahmanas, the 10 kids who were born, and we will kill all the cows. Now, why should you kill the cows? You know why? Because cows give milk and ghee, right? Which is used for homa and yajnas and yagas, right? So if there are more homas, yajnas and yagas, then Vishnu's power will increase, right? And Kamsa's death will near more and more and more. So hence this was the master plan. Okay. And then what happens after this is all the asuras will have granted. Okay, Kamsa will be like, okay, go ahead and implement your plan. Okay, I have one question for all of you. Vasudeva had made a promise that every baby born for Devaki, I will come and give it to Kamsa, right? But now he broke his promise. We saw in the first chapter that Vasudeva never breaks his promise, right? That's why Kamsa believes Vasudeva so much, that he's a man of promise. But now he didn't give the 8th child to Kamsa. Now, why did Vasudeva break his promise? And do you think it was right?
He broke his promise for Lord.
Yeah, very good. He broke his promise for who? For Krishna.
No.
not a material promise, right? First thing is he promised, but in what circumstances he promised? He promised when Kamsa, had a knife in his, wife's throat, right? He just got married, and at that point, his priority was to save a person who was alive. The kids were not even born then, right? So at the time and circumstances, Kamsa took this decision, saying, "I will save my wife. I will see what will happen to the children later." But now that the children are born, okay, he was able to take action. So he swapped the children, right? So entirely not breaking the promise, half breaking the promise. He gave the child and he swapped the child, right? Now the child just flew into the air. That is a different thing. But over here, what is the moral we get over here is from this story. It is okay to break promises. Okay, if it is for Krishna.
Can you repeat the moral again?
I was saying, I'm sorry. I was saying that it is okay sometimes to break promise if it is for a greater purpose. You understand, right? For example, I don't know if now you children have this, but during our time, we used to sign something called petitions. Okay? Yeah, it is a paper which will be like a promise in schools, okay? So, like it's a personal story. I got a petition from my school. Okay, every year there'll be some kind of petition. That particular year, I was in 6th class, okay? And the petition said, "Do not burst crackers this Diwali. Save the environment, save the air. Okay, don't pollute." We all hear this, right?
Yes,
so I was
Ma'am.
also like, okay, this is a very good purpose. Okay, let me sign. And I signed the petition. Okay. I went and I gave it to my parents. First, my parents were angry, but they know that the school, was, they were giving petitions and my friends were doing. So I also signed the petition. Okay. So Diwali had come 15 days after this happened. Diwali had come. Now my whole family, my brother, everyone were going and they were, bursting crackers. And what was I doing? I was sitting and staring at them. And I love bursting crackers. Okay. And I was crying because I couldn't go burst crackers, right? My mom came and she started explaining the story of Narkasura. Okay. And on Dashara, she started explaining to me the story of Ravana, how Ravana was killed. Okay. And also she explained that Diwali is a festival of lights and it brings a lot of joy because we are welcoming Lord Rama. And also Krishna along with Subhadra Mai had killed Narkasura. Okay. Now after learning all of this, okay, I felt guilty that without knowing and without knowledge, okay, I signed a petition. Then my mom said, "See, one thing you can do. Okay, you can break this vow and saying instead of bursting 20 crackers, you can burst 10 crackers. Or you can burst 5 crackers just to celebrate." The celebration is not about stopping something. Okay, a promise is not about breaking. At that point, all of us make so much promises in our life, right? It is not wrong. So that day I broke the petition. I went and I burst exactly only a few crackers. Okay, half of the crackers that I burst. The next year I reduced more. Okay, but we never break something. It's not wrong, right? For us children, we make so many promises. We'll go with our friends and we'll make some promise. So it is okay to break promise if it is for better purpose. Okay, all of you got the moral of the story?
Yes, Ma'am.
Okay, now, till now, what did we discuss? What are the stories we discussed?
We discussed about the story about how Kamsa killed every child of Devaki and Vasudev, and Vasudev then took the 8th child to Nanda Maharaj's house.
Good.
And he swapped the baby.
With Krishna.
Correct. Yes. Okay. So till now, this was the story. Okay. We saw Krishna birth finally. Okay. And the prayers of Devaki and Nanda Maharaj and how he crossed river Yamuna, went to Gokul, and from Gokul he came back. Okay. And they brought Yogamaya along with them. She expanded. She warned Kamsa. She went back. Okay. And now Kamsa has started his plan 2. Okay. The plan 1 was to kill the 8th child. Now that didn't happen. He went to plan 2 to kill all children. Okay. So now we see, okay, before all the demons start appearing, now Krishna's birth is celebrated. Okay. Now Nanda Maharaj receives a message news saying that a baby boy is born to Yashoda Mai. So everyone is happy. Okay, the whole village is happy that they have a baby boy. Okay, because Nanda Maharaj was the head of the whole Gokul. Okay, and the head, had a son. Everyone was celebrating. The Brahmanas had come. They were reciting Vedic hymns. They were singing, playing kirtan. And they were all so happy. Even the Gopas and Gopis, they dressed themselves so beautifully. Okay, with saris, colorful clothes. Okay, and they all came and they offered Krishna some turmeric water and they sprinkled. So and they all gave their blessings that you will become the king of Gokul. Okay, or Vrija. See, Vrija means there are 12 forests that come under this. Okay, and Gokul is just one of them. Okay, and Vrindavan is also another forest. Okay, so this you will become the king of Vrij, means all the 12 forests. Okay, and blessings. So, okay, they will go on and they will see Rohini Mata. Now, see why Rohini Mata is so important, because her husband is in the prison, right? So she doesn't come out much. She stays at home. She wears normal clothes and everything. Okay, because see, when your husband is in jail, you're not supposed to decorate yourself, right? It'll look as if your husband is going through such a hard time, and you are here decorating yourself. But now that Krishna was born, okay, no one will ask her anything, right? She decorated herself so well, okay, and she started giving blessings to Krishna. Okay, and what is the celebration called? In ISKCON, it's a huge festival.
Krishnashtami.
That is Krishna Janma. That's fine, but this particular ceremony where they offer turmeric, sandalwood, even for us, it's called birth ceremony, right? As soon as you're born, okay, this ceremony happens. It's called Nandotsav.
Nandotsav. Okay.
Nandotsav. Okay, it's called Nandotsav. It happens after the birth of, after Janmashtami. Okay, it's Nandotsav. Okay, all of you remember. So now what happens is, after this, now duty calls, right? Now Nanda Maharaj had to go to Mathura. Okay. Why should he go to Mathura? Is because Kamsa was the king of Mathura. He was demanding tax. Okay. Of all of you know what tax is, right? I think all of our parents and we all pay income tax and everything, right? So it's a tax. Yeah. So now he had to go and he had to pay tax to Kamsa, right? So Nanda Maharaj, he appoints some men to take care of Krishna and the whole Gokul, and he starts his journey to Mathura, okay, to pay the tax. So this is where we see the meeting of Nanda Maharaj and Vasudev. Now what happens? Nanda Maharaj comes, he reaches Mathura, and the first thing he does is he knows that his king was his friend. Vasudev was very dear friend to who? Nanda Maharaj. That's why, right? He left his wife Rohini with Nanda Maharaj, right? He is very close and he trusts him very much. And he goes and they have a conversation. And Nanda Maharaj says, I'm so happy that you're finally, you're back to your house. You're not in the prison. And he starts inquiring. Who starts inquiring? Vasudev starts inquiring. No, Vasudev will start inquiring. How is my wife? First he will start. Okay, Rohini. They'll say, okay, she's good. She's doing well. And then how are the kids? I heard you have a son, I'm congratulating on you. So all of this conversation goes on. Why is Vasudev so concerned? Because Krishna is Vasudev's son, right? But he cannot directly ask Nanda Maharaj. Because Nanda Maharaj thinks Krishna is his son, right? So this was going on, this conversation was going on. And he also said, don't bring Rohini to this place yet, because Kamsa is still, watching us over. You keep Rohini with you and please take care of the children. Okay. And saying so, they two hug each other and they go on and Nanda Maharaj will go. He will pay his taxes and he will start his journey back to Gokul. Okay. In this short time of all these things, what happens over here is that a very beautiful person appears. Now, who is this very beautiful person? A very beautiful person enters Gokul. Okay. So backstory is what happens is Kamsa will go requesting all the demons to go and kill all the newborn babies, right? Correct. Yeah. Putana, correct. I think Jashwita, you raised your hand, right?
Yes,
To say
sir.
Putana, yeah. So Putana is the answer. Now what happens? One of the Rakshasas and Putana is also appointed. She's also on this task. Okay. And Putana sees this child. Okay. This child is how many months old?
1 month.
Three. He's just 3 months old. 3 months. Okay.
Yeah.
3 months old, Krishna. Okay. Maybe even a bit younger, 2 to 3 months old. Okay. This Krishna is there and she sees that and she spots. She's like, this is the boy. This is the boy Kamsa is searching for, because Krishna was so beautiful, so radiant that even from 100 kilometers, you can see his effulgence. Okay. So beautiful. But Putana was very demonic. Like she looked very ugly. Okay. And she was so tall. You know how tall Putana? She was like 12 feet, 13 feet tall. Huge demon, very huge demon. Okay. Now, she had a bone saying that whenever she wanted, she can change her appearance. Most of the demons have this bone. Okay. Now, what happened? She appeared as a very beautiful, very decorated lady. Okay. She looked like a Gandharva, means like an Apsara, like an Apsara. Like how? Any example you can give of Apsara? We discussed so many
Urvashi.
Apsaras.
Urvashi.
Yeah, see,
Urvashi.
Menaka, Ramba, Urvashi, correct. Yeah, Deyansh is correct. So that beautiful and even beautiful. As soon as she entered, okay, no one had any doubt. Okay, because Krishna was so beautiful that they thought that, some goddess from upstairs was so like mesmerized that she came to give blessings to Krishna. Okay, because she was so happy and they thought Krishna was very special. Okay. So Putana had come to give blessings. Okay, this beautiful. So no one inquired. No one inquired who is this demon? What is she doing here? Nothing. Okay, they just let her in. Now she enters into the house of Nanda Baba. Okay. As soon as all of them come, even Yashoda Mai is also so bewildered with the beauty of Putana that she also will like, please go and give blessings to my son. Okay. You please bless him so that, he will also, back in those days, the blessings of Gandharvas were very important. Okay. Blessing from a Gandharva means a very huge thing. Okay. So like this, they had asked, and Putana entered into the room. Okay. Now Krishna is lying in a small cradle. Okay, very small cradle. The cradle is this much. Okay, Krishna is lying and he's so small. But as soon as Putana enters, she doesn't see a baby, but she sees a baby covered with armor. You know what an armor is, right? Kavach. Okay, Kavach. And he is radiating so much. Okay, he's radiating so much. And then again, Krishna turns back into his original form. Now, Putana recognized, okay, this is the boy. Okay, we have come to the right place. Okay, so he is Krishna. So after saying so, she goes and she starts lifting Krishna. Yashoda Ma is seeing and she thinks that, she's blessing the baby. Now what happens? Putana, what does she do? What does Putana do? She tries to she tries to give milk to Kamsa. Okay. But in this process, what happens is Krishna, he knows everything, right? He's just a small baby. But he is who? He is the God. He's the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. He recognizes that Putana has poison. Okay. And she's feeding me poison through the milk. Okay. And what happens? While drinking the milk, he will actually bite so hard that Putana will start screaming and she'll turn into her original form. Right now, she's come as a beautiful Apsara, right? Now she'll turn into her original form where she is huge. Okay, with her very, very huge body, she'll come and she'll start screaming. And this scream will alert the whole Gokul, right? The whole Gokul will get alerted and then everyone will come. And by that time, what happens? Putana will actually be dead. Okay, Krishna will kill the first demon. So we all have to remember, very important. Okay, first demon Krishna kills is Putana. Okay. Now what happens? Putana is lying on the ground of Vrajabhumi and she's so huge. She's so huge that she's covering almost like whole of Gokul. Okay. And now what happens? Everyone will start rushing because as she falls, it makes so much noise. that all the villagers will start coming. And Krishna is there playing on in front, like on her stomach. Okay, he's playing, and he's so tiny. Okay, and Putana is so big. Okay, but Krishna is so sweet that he plays like an innocent child as soon as he finished killing Putana. And Yashoda Amma, okay, she goes and she grabs. Imagine, Putana is so huge. Okay, Yashoda Mai climbs. Okay, she takes Krishna into her hands and she will start. See, whenever something bad happens to kids, okay, when we fall, for example, okay, today we've gone to school and we fell. Immediately, as soon as we come to home, our mother or our father does some first aid for us, right? They'll clean the wound and they'll be like, okay, please take care. Okay. And also, they will do something called a ceremony where all like some evil eye is on us. Okay. So they will take the evil eye out. They will take us to a temple. Okay. Or at home, they will perform something so that the evil eye that was on us is gone. So, similarly, with all the gopis, Yashoda Mai takes all of the care and they take extra care of Krishna. Okay? All clear?
Yes, Mataji.
We'll move on to the next story.
Yes, Mataji.
Now, Sindhu Mataji will be taking the next story. Okay? Sindhu Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, Sindhu
See,
Mataji.
Srila
Pranam.
Prabhupada ki jai and Aishwarya Mataji ki jai. No, she was taking very beautifully the birth of Krishna, and you are also very attentively answering. And we are all, in spite of so many people, we are sitting here and listening to Krishna Katha. We are so fortunate, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, I can see so many people, but Aishwarya, Nandana, Riyansh, okay, fine. So, and also this is Vaishaka month. You should be knowing, na? So, Vaishaka month, Mataji would have told you, whatever sadhana we do, whatever bhakti we do, it is increasing 100 times more, right? Like Kartik month, we light lamps, how 1,000 times benefit. Like that, this month, whatever small thing we do, it is 100 times benefit, right? So, and also our hearts are getting purified, right? The more we hear, we might not know everything fully, but the more we hear and hear and hear, the heart gets purified and the mind is also very, very pleasing, right? The mind gets fresh. So, let's move on to the story. Now we are going to the Trinavarta demon story we are going to see today, right? You all know, have you heard Trinavarta?
Yes,
Mataji? So many demons you would have come across, right?
Yes, Mataji.
I'll just ask you a small question. Can you say some names of Krishna which is associated with his Leela? I know some 15 names I know, but can you tell me one or two or something like that? Like Damodara, for example, do you remember that he was bound by the rope, right? Ma, Yashoda, Ma, that story we know. Anything else? Any other names you know, which is Krishna's name?
Mataji, Brahma Vimohan Leela. Brahma Vimohan Leela.
Yeah, Govardhan Leela, someone told. So what name is he called by? Giridhari, right?
Giridhari, Govinda.
Who lifted the Govardhan? Yeah, Govinda, very good. Govinda is all attractive one. Krishna, right? Govinda.
Madhava.
Madhava, very good.
Keshava.
Gopala.
Madhava, yeah. Madhava means as sweet as a honey, right? Husband of goddess of fortune, Madhava.
Gopala.
Very good. Yeah. So many are there like that.
Keshava.
Mukunda. Yeah. Kishora.
Mataji, someone also told Keshi demon. Keshava.
Very nice. Yeah. Keshava. Then so many are there. So maybe you can just, in your free time, you can note down whatever you know. Okay. Very nice. And then let's go into the story. Actually, there are two parts in the story, okay? Two small parts. I will not take much time because it's as such a very small story. Like also the Putana story, which we heard now, Shukadeva Goswami has given a blessing to all the persons. Like whoever hear the narration of the story killing of the Putana by Krishna, they will definitely attain the favor of Govinda. Right? So Hari Bol. So that is a blessing for all of us who hear this narration. And now the Trinavarta story. So when baby Krishna, right, when he grew up a little more, right? So what happened? He began to turn himself up and down. The babies, how they do, na? Crawl. 7 months, 8 months, 6 months. You must have all seen your brothers, sisters, how they. So that time what happened, Nanda Maharaj and Yashodamma, no, the parents wanted to make a good, very grand celebration, birthday party for Krishna, right? First birthday party. So they arranged a ceremony. Now also that Janmashtami, you all told now, how grandly they celebrate, right? All over the Hindu temples, everything. So here what they do, no, those days especially, they had a bathing ceremony, technically called as Abhisheka. You've all seen, na, Abhisheka, like they all chant the Vedic hymns and they play different bands. They were all over the Vrindavana, all temples they used to do. So on this occasion, Mother Yashoda, she dressed herself very beautifully, and the baby also. And she was very busy. Those functions and all, we used to be so busy, na? And especially the mothers, parents and all, they were attending the, all the friends, relatives, all the residents of Vrindavana on this holy occasion. They were all attending. So what happened? She forgot to feed the baby Krishna, the milk, right? So what happened to baby Krishna? He was going on crying. I'm so hungry. Mother is not paying attention to me. She's busy. What the child knows, na? So many people are there, noisy. The party celebration is going on. And they are not giving me milk. I'm so hungry, right? So the child became very angry. He was hungry, but became very angry. And so what happened? So what he did, he lifted his soft baby legs. If you have the picture, you can see, na, how it is so soft, lotus legs, yeah, feet. So it began to kick his lotus feet, and it accidentally touched the wheel of the cart. You can see in the image, the wheel of the cart, and what happened? This cart collapsed down. You can see, right? It fell down. And whatever the various kinds of utensils and dishes made of brass, other metals, all were piled up in the hand cart. They all fell down with a huge, great noise. Right? So the wheel of the cart also got separated. You can see. Separated from the axle, and the spokes of the wheel were all broken and scattered hither and thither. Mother Yashoda and all the gopis over there, and all the, Nanda Maharaj and all the covered men, they were all astonished to see how the cart could have collapsed by itself. No one could know why it all happened. Suddenly this is collapsed. What is this? So none other than the Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead, the baby is lying there, no? So he could do anything, right? We all know that Krishna could do anything, possible and impossible. Everything was in his power, right? So, but people didn't know. They were astonished, and see, all of them were, so surprised, like how it happened like that. So shortly after the ceremony, Mother Yashoda was patting her baby on her lap, and suddenly she felt, this is part 2, okay? That is over. And after the ceremony, everything happened. Mother Yashoda is patting the baby, and she was not, she felt suddenly the baby is too heavy on her lap. If you have the picture, we can share that. Too heavy, and she's not able to carry the baby. Suddenly she's wondering why the baby is so heavy. She unwillingly placed him on the ground. Okay, let me just place him on the ground and let me see. So after a while, she became so engrossed in other household works and all that. Right? So at that time, Kamsa sent his demon, his servant, demon Trinavata, in the form of whirlwind, that cyclonic wind, na? You must have seen in all these movies, animation things. Yeah. Can you see? He's a demon, Trinavata, whirlwind, the demon, right? So he picked up the child on his shoulders, like this, how you can see. He picked up the child, the baby, in the shoulders, and he raised a dust storm all over the Vrindavana, covering everyone's eyes. Imagine such a huge, whirlwind across the city, the place, Vrindavana. So it became all, completely dark, dense dark clouds, everything was dark, like big storm, right? No one could see each other. It was so, and Mother Yashoda was crying. What is this? Such a helpless state. I'm not able to see my own baby. As though the cow, how it feels, just as though it has lost its calf. Like that, Mother Yashoda was sad. She was very morose, and she was crying and searching. She could not do anything, and she was almost in the, unconscious stage. And what the Trinavata demon did, he took the baby and he was going high up in the sky. Each time he was taking the baby higher and higher, to scare the whole thing. And the baby, but what happened? What the Krishna baby would have done? You can imagine. It assumed such a weight that suddenly the demon could not carry the baby. It was too, what happened? It was too, like,
Like a mountain.
Yeah, he felt the baby as heavy as a big mountain. Very good, Haribol. So what happened? He tried to get out of the clutches of the demon, to save, was unable to do so, right? And he caught hold of his neck also. It is mentioned here, right? What did he do? He made himself heavy and began to weigh down the demon, began to weigh down and catching hold of its neck. So immediately, Trinavarta felt the baby to be heavy as a big mountain. He tried to get out of the clutches, but was unable to do so. So his eyes popped out from the sockets and crying very, very fiercely, he fell to the ground. Like in one split, split second, he fell to the ground on the ground of Vrindavana and he died. Right? So this is basically the story, how Krishna beautifully, and all over the people there, they were so happy. They all assembled, they picked up Krishna, baby Krishna, and they were all pacifying the Krishna. And they began to see how wonderful, this Krishna, what penances and what pious, great activities all his parents and his the people, gopis, all his devotees would have done, so that Krishna is very, he came out of the situation very easily, and he's free from all dangers, and he's safe now. So what pious, the gopis and all are assembling and they are discussing among themselves. They're very happy to see the baby safe. Whatever great sacrifices they must have performed here, right? And Yashodama also in a previous life, so that the child is so safe. Like mother's prayers are so effective, right? We have seen. For the child to be all right, the mother, whatever she does is magnificent, right? Even in Prabhupada Leelamrita, it is mentioned. Just I'm finishing with that. How his mother used to, when Abhayachar baby, Prabhupada was very small, when he was sick, mother used to not use her left hand at all. She used to have Mauna Vrata and all that, so that the baby to be all right. So like that. So I'll not get into too philosophical thing. You will be bored. So what we have to have is, we have to have faith on Krishna and reawaken our dormant love for Krishna, right? So we all have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and be happy. That's it. Any realizations? You want to add any points? You want to feel like sharing anything? You like the story?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. Trinavarta's story is very good. Okay, and it's also Lord's will. Okay, so without Lord's will, no demon will appear in Brija. Okay, this is one very important. Over here, Lord. Okay, when our mother carries, right, we don't go to that height. But when a father carries us, he will like lift us. Okay, and he will throw us at the air and he will catch us. Right. Now Krishna had this will to rise higher. Actually, okay, and Yashoda Mai couldn't carry him because she's just given birth, right? So she's a bit heavy. So over here, it was his will that he wanted to go into the air, okay, and experience that. See, that's why he gave permission for Trinavarta to come into the Vrija, right? So without God's will, okay, without Krishna's will, nothing, no demon can enter Vrija Bhumi. Always remember this, okay? No, any Leela, okay, any demon that comes into Vrija, they had something to do in their past. Some kind of past karma that they had accumulated, that they had the pleasure to come into Vrindavan and be killed by Krishna. For example, we'll take Putana also. Do you know who was Putana in her previous life? You would have heard about her. Yes, her name was Ratnamala. Okay, yeah, and she was the sister of Bali Maharaj. No, yeah, so sister and Bali. So there are two versions. Okay, one version says, according to Garga Samhita, it says Ratnamala was the daughter of Bali Maharaj. The other version says that in Brahma Vaivarta Purana, it says that she was the sister of Bali Maharaj. Whatever it is, the relation. When she saw Vamana was a dwarf, right? He was very small human. So she wanted him as a son. Okay. But in this life, but what happens as soon as, Vamana does what he does to Bali, she comes in rage. Okay. And she was like, if I was Vamana's mother, okay, I will poison him with milk. So this desire, Lord didn't forget. Okay, so he remembered, and in the end of Dwapara Yuga, he came as Krishna, and he granted Putana to feed him milk, right? So he's given her the position of a mother. So actually what they say is, when she's liberated, when she goes back to Goloka, over there she serves as a maid servant to Yashodama, right? So any demon that enters into Vrija would have some connection with Krishna in any of the forms. Okay, so this is very important. So what is the lesson we take from the A story of Trinavarta.
We should have all faith in Krishna.
Yeah, and we should never feel we are superior in front of the supreme personality of Godhead, right? Over here, Trinavarta wanted to take Krishna, okay, who is Visir at all opulences, all strength, is all powerful, right? So how can someone who's all powerful be carried by such a small demon, right? So that is the Leela. Okay, we'll end here. Any
Mataji,
doubts?
quiz, you want to have quiz? A small quiz?
Yeah, sure, Mataji. You want to do a quiz? We can do.
Yeah, I'll just ask 2 or 3 questions maybe.
Yes, Mataji. So the kids, are you ready for the questions Mataji is going to ask?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, please. All of you attentive, okay? And if you know the answer, please raise your hands. Okay, we'll call out your name and you can answer. Okay?
Okay,
Good.
Mataji.
Okay, let us start. Yes, Sindhu Mataji.
Okay, when Krishna was 1 year old, which demon attacked him?
Who is raising your hand? Okay, first Mukund raised. Yes, Mukund. Huh?
Putna.
Putna, very good. Next, we are going to give turn to Arohi. Yes,
Very
Mataji,
good.
next question.
Feeling Krishna suddenly becoming too heavy, Mother Yashoda took shelter of which lord to protect her child from demons? Goddess Katyayani, Lord Narayana, Nanda Maharaja, Lord Shiva.
Arohi, you want to answer?
They did not discuss all this in class now.
Or we'll give the turn to Naimisha. Who wants to answer? Imagine, okay, who Nanda Maharaj used to worship? Which god? Katyayani, Narayana, Lord Shiva.
Narayana.
Narayana.
Haribol.
Correct, Narayana.
Yeah, that's right, Haribol. Next question is, the Vedic ceremony Uttana is performed when? When child is given a name, when the grains arrive to the house, when the child attempts to rise and turn around, or when the child is just born.
Rayant?
Mataji, when the child is Mataji, can you repeat the options?
Yeah, when the child is just born, when the child is given a name, when the grains arrive to the house, or when the child attempts to turn upside down, turn around.
Think. We just discussed. Okay, Jashvita, do you want to try?
Yes,
Vedic
Mataji,
ceremony called Uttana.
when the child attempts to rise up.
Very good.
The child attempts to turn upside down. Very good. That's what
Very
I
good.
heard.
Very good. Yes.
Okay. Then
Okay.
which demon had taken shelter of the, what is that? Whom did he take shelter of to perform his vicious act? Like Krishna, coward boy, axe, or handcart. We just saw in the story. The demon Trinavarta, he took shelter of.
Who is
Shelter
Riyansh? Yes, Riyansh. The demon took shelter of?
The Kamsa sent the demon Trinavarta, right? To perform
Yes,
this act. What did he use? I mean, he took shelter of what? Krishna, coward boy, axe, or handcart? They are asking.
Mataji, the cart.
Yeah, the cart. And then, one second. Yeah.
I'll ask you a question, okay? In the meanwhile,
Yeah.
what was the name of the cart demon?
Cart demon, yes. It was just about.
Yeah. What was the name of the cart demon? Yes, Naimisha.
Shataka.
Yeah.
Shakatasura. Okay, why Shakatasura? So Shakata means cart. Okay, Asura means demon, right? So Shakata, always remember, okay, Shakata means in Sanskrit cart. Okay, Asura means demon, right? Asuras and Devas. So Asuras means demon. So Shakatasura. Very good. Okay. Now
Okay, how many months old when Sharakasura attacked? Krishna was how many months old?
Mataji was 1 year.
No, 1 year?
2 to 3 years old.
No. How many months? Months.
No, months. Okay, I'll give you the options. I'll give you the
Mataji.
options. 1 month,
3 months.
3 months, 1 year, 2 years.
Mataji.
1 month, 3 months, 1 year, 2 years.
3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months someone told. Hari bol.
Good. Very good. 3 months. Yes, correct. Okay, and what was the name of the ceremony we discussed after the birth of Krishna?
Nandotsava.
Nandotsav. Very good. Very good. Okay, very good. And how many demons did we see in today's class?
2.
2? No, wrong.
3. 3.
3, correct. 3. And what were the demons? Who are the? Can you name all the 3 demons?
Putana, Shakatasura, Trinavarta.
Very
And Shaktasura.
That's it. Only 3 demons. There's no more demon. Kamsa is a demon, right?
Kamsa.
Very good. So Kamsa was also a demon. So 4 demons we saw today, right? Very good. Any questions?
No, Mataji.
All good? All clear?
Yes.
Very good. So we can end today's session.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Mataji, I'm Sugna Vrinda Devidasi here.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, if you can just, in just 2 words, if you can say Nandotsav is also celebrated as, Prabhupada. We do Abhishekam for Prabhupada. Please, because he is our founder Acharya. The
Yes.
children must know
Yes,
they are our future.
yes, definitely, Mahat. Very
Please,
good point.
if you can take 2
Yes,
minutes.
yes, definitely. All of you know Srila Prabhupada, right?
Yes, Mataji.
So Krishna, okay, a way to give all of our devotees a small gift, not a small gift, very huge gift. Okay, he made the next day, as soon as he's born, okay, Janmashtami, and the next day is Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. Okay, so that was the day our founder Acharya Srila Bhakti Thakura had appeared.
Vedantas.
Bhakti Vedanta, yeah. Swami Prabhupada had appeared. Okay. So how did he appear? Whose son was Srila Prabhupada? Do you know what are his parents' name? And what was his actual name? Srila Prabhupada, when he appeared? Any one of you?
He appeared in 1986.
Very good. He appeared in 1996. He appeared in 1896. Okay, 1st September 1896 he appeared. Okay, where did he appear? He was born in Kolkata. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, and what was his actual name?
Mataji, Abhay Charan.
Abhay Charan. Okay, and later he was given the name A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Okay.
Abhay Charan.
Abhay Charan was his original name. Yeah, correct. His actual name was Abhay Charan, and later his initiated name was A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. And who did he get initiated from? Who was his guru?
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati.
Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Okay, so not only Nandotsav, that day, Srila Prabhupada's appearance day is considered more auspicious. Okay, so that day we all of us keep fast till noon, which is 12 p.m. Okay, and we break the fast. Okay, so on Janmashtami night also we eat non-grains. Okay, so we don't have a complete fast. We have the fast after we honor and we perform Abhishekam to Srila Prabhupada, who is our founder Acharya, and without whom this whole ISKCON wouldn't have existed. Okay, he went to the West, he preached. Okay, and he gave us this ISKCON. What is the full form of ISKCON?
International Society for Krishna Consciousness.
Yeah. So there was this one incident where one of his fellow associates had told, why Krishna consciousness? Why can't it be God consciousness? So it will be generalized. But Srila Prabhupada, he said no. Okay, he said it has to be Krishna consciousness because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay. So that is our founder Acharya. Okay, it is very small. We've discussed only like 0.00001% of Srila Prabhupada. Okay. There's a whole thing about him in Leelamrit. Leelamrit is what? Have you ever heard what Leelamrit is?
Story of Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah, exactly. So it is a series of books, okay, which talks about Srila Prabhupada's biography, okay, his journey from his birth, okay, till he went to Golok Dham, okay. So we'll discuss also about this, okay, in our later classes when we have the time, okay. We'll talk about Srila Prabhupada, his glories, okay, what he has done for us, okay. Mataji, I hope I have given some kind of justification.
Thank you, Mataji. I'm so sorry to bother you.
No, not at all, because it was just in the spur of the moment. So I hope I gave justice. It is very little, but yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we can end the session with the ending prayers.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Vancha kalpatarupesya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Anantakoti Vaishnavinda ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srimad Bhagavatam Granth ki. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. See you all next week. Yeah. For both Ramayana and for Srimad Bhagavatam class. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Naimisha.
Mataji Dharmatana.
Thank you, Sindhu Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji.